What's going on, guys? I'm here for you with a fairly quick review of PureGear's DualTek Extreme Shock Case for the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 4S. Currently right here I have an iPhone 4S 32 gig Verizon, in case you're wondering, which a lot of you people do. I'm not quite sure why. But anyway, this video is about the case, not the phone. So the good things about this case is meant to be dropped. Now, as you can hear by that, this is made of some very sturdy material. It has sort of like two layers going on. You can see back here in the little mesh pattern, the little back shows that black piece, as well as this little insert piece, which is a little softer but still sort of rugged. And of course, right here on the edges, you have these little impact bumpers, because oftentimes, of course, when you drop your phone, it's not going to go like this or like this and be, you know, perfectly parallel with the earth. It's going to fall somewhere on the corner, and that's where these definitely come in handy. So as you can see in there, there's one on every corner, and these are a lot softer material than the rest of the case. So when you drop it, you can hear the difference between this and this. It absorbs lots of shock, and I absolutely love it. Now the case itself is very, very tough. Now I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm a pretty strong guy when it comes to my hands. So I'm not like Hulk Hogan or anything, but I'm squeezing pretty close to about as hard as I can. And as you can see, that barely gave. That's it. This front, or this back piece here, like this main piece, really will not give. I can bend it like this, and you can see it's barely giving. Very sturdy material. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you guys around the case a little bit. You can see it has a little cutout here for the headphone jack. It fits pretty much any headset, I've come to realize. As you can see, it does have that little extra, so for those headphones that sort of go up like this and bend like that, really not too much of an issue here. Most of the headphones I have, actually all the headphones I have, fit, but I don't really use any other headphones besides my Apple headphones. I'm not like an audiophile, so those work great for me. Moving over here, you have the little power switch, and I'll get more to this later. It's not the best power switch solution, but it does work. But however, it can be a little bit finicky sometimes, but like I said, we'll get into that later. This side is plain, except for one great feature about this case, which you left-handed guys might be out of luck. However, I am right-handed, so that's a little palm rest. And skipping ahead to this side, you can see you have two little grips for your fingers, so you can go just like this, and it's very comfortable to work with your thumb. So huge props to PureGear for that design. Moving to the bottom, as you can see, this whole entire bottom is cut out perfectly, just enough for your speaker, microphone, and a 30-pin connector. Obviously there's no gap here, so some particles, make dust or little crumbs, some can get in here and kind of dirty up the back, but it's really not too much of an inconvenience. Moving to this side, as you can see, those two finger grips are there, very cool. Here you have two volume rockers. They work great with both the iPhone 4 and the 4S, which is awesome, as well as a little cutout for your vibration and silence switch. Also works either 4 or 4S. Moving to the back here, I like the design of the back, just the placement of this. It's not like dead center. I wish it did have a cutout for the Apple logo, but of course that would allow more dust and particles to get in there, so not entirely a bad thing. And after all, this is meant for protection, not necessarily looks. And I'll get, like I said, more into that later as well. But as you can see, the DualTek logo, Impact Protection Science. Obviously they have this down to a science because it did protect very well. However, we also have a little cutout here. This really doesn't serve any purpose, just looks sort of cool. And of course the cutout for the camera. I noticed only a little bit of interference when taking a photo. And of course in the middle here you have the PureGear logo, and as mentioned earlier, with that mesh sort of look. So basically what I'm trying to tell you guys is that this case looks pretty good. I do like the look of the iPhone, which is one con about this case, but it is meant for protection, not really for looks. So this does cover up a fair amount of the phone, obviously except the front. But if you're someone like me, I like my phone to be seen, like especially the back of it. I just love the iPhone 4's design. The back just is awesome to me. So I like a case that's clear in the back. You guys know that because when I unboxed my iPhone 4S, I put a clear case on it. But this case, like I said, this is meant for protection, not necessarily for looks. However, for being a case that completely covers the phone, in my about 2 to 3 weeks of using this, I like the look and feel of it. It was very comfortable to hold in my hand. It just looks nice. I really don't have any complaints about the looks, other than the fact that, like I said, it does cover up the iPhone, but that's just absolutely necessary for an impact case like this. So how does this protect the phone? Does it do a pretty good job? Does it do a pretty adequate job? Let's go ahead and put the iPhone right in. So as you can see, it fits very snug, which is nice, but it's very easy to get into the actual case. Simply just apply a little bit of pressure and you're good to go. That's it. Now I will say getting this phone out of this case is another story. It took me about 10 minutes. I mean, this case is in there, and I found myself having to sort of push like here, because that's the only place I could, you know, get any kind of torque, like any movement on the phone to get it out. But if you're just going to try to like bend the case back, you saw how bend resistant this case was. So it is sort of an adventure to get this phone out of here. So if you want your phone in here, plan to have it in here for a while, unless you want to, you know, have some problems, because it's not really meant to come out of this case very often. But so that's how it looks in the case, sort of like, you know, a side angle. It does look pretty nice, as you can see right up here. Vibration switch in the iPhone 4, this would be raised a little bit, so it would be perfectly centered. However, since this is the 4S, it's a little bit off-centered, but once again, not an issue at all. Very compatible with both phones, and that's how the back looks. Of course, I have the white model. Black would look a little different, probably blend in with the case a little bit better, but overall the look is nice. Now, as I said earlier, how will this protect your phone? Well, I will do a little drop here. This is obviously a hardwood surface. I feel pretty secure dropping that, and I'm one person that freaks out if I drop my phone. A lot of money in my hands right here, so I hate dropping it, but I mean, I feel pretty secure even just doing little things like this. The corners doesn't affect me at all. I mean, you just hear that sound, and you could tell that the case, just from the sound, is absorbing most of that shock, if not really all of it, with these little bumpers on the side. So I definitely feel very secure. Now, if you drop it like screen down, the bumper, I guess you can call these bumpers, I don't know, but they do come up slightly over the edge of the iPhone. I don't know if you can see that. So right now the screen is not touching the desk, which is very nice, helps protect the screen a lot more. So if you drop it like this, that's the case hitting, not the phone. Very cool. Now I will also say, if you saw in my unboxing video, this does come with a screen shield. I did not apply it, I still have it because I have a different screen shield on, also from PureGear. I have the roll-on screen shield. You can go ahead and check back on my channel if you're interested in that. Very nice screen protector. But that's pretty much all I have to say for this case. Overall, definitely a very, very nice case. It is $40. The price is a little steep, but given that the amount of protection this case provides, how easy to access all of your buttons are, and I guess I'll talk about that really quick. This home button, it can be like almost too easy to press sometimes, but it's really not a big deal. I didn't find myself being, oh, I wish they would redesign that. You know, I never really found myself thinking that. It's not a big deal at all. Most of the time I turn my phone on, I just use the home button anyway, so really not a big deal to me. So like I was saying earlier, that's pretty much all I can say about this case. Overall, I definitely give it at least a 4.5 out of 5, other than the fact that I'm the kind of person that doesn't like their phone to be covered up. I like to show the beauty of the engineering behind this phone. But other than that, like I said, about 4.5 out of 5 stars. Make that about a 9 out of 10. I really don't have any complaints. The price, like I said, could be a little cheaper. I'd like to see maybe 30, even 35 bucks, just a $5 difference. Probably would make a few more people buy that. But I really have no complaints other than that. Overall, like just little stuff like this, off-centered stuff. I really like the design of this case. I will definitely consider using this case on my phone. Summer's coming up. I'm going to be riding my bike, so I mean, if I fall or something and this scrapes the ground, this will definitely help protect it in my pocket, just from, you know, hitting cement and stuff like that. So very cool protection for a pretty expensive phone. So I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Special thanks to PureGear for sending this my way to review. Like I said, I definitely plan on using it more in the future. Check me out on Twitter. I'm at CPUKid. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Also, feel free to like this video. Helps me out a whole bunch. And before I ramble anymore, thank you guys very much for watching.